What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Enjoy the Ride podcast. I'm beyond excited about today's show as Taylor and I hosted a great live training in our Facebook group. And I will say this, if you're not a part of our Facebook group, the Fit for Life crew, you're missing out big time. So I have that linked in the description below, so definitely check that out. But again, we hosted a great live training in the group going over all things Ozempic and weight management. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Please let me know, but getting right into it, Ozempic. This is definitely something that's been gaining a lot of popularity, and we have had a lot of people reach out to us over the past, I would say, few months as this was gaining more and more popularity, asking us questions about it, whether they should pursue this, and just, again, looking for more information like, hey, like, these are my goals. Do you think this is going to be helpful? So we just want to go over the pros, the cons of Ozempic when it comes to weight management, and just kind of, again, give you guys a kind of general summary of like, hey, if this is you, this is what we would suggest. So is that a good overview, you would say, for the most part?
Because, again, there's so much, like, propaganda about Ozempic that it's like, okay, what are the actual facts, like, true and false, or, like, what is being overgeneralized or just, like, exaggerated, just so people can feel like, one, that they're not missing out on something that would be a good fit, or two, that they are then going to pursue something that would be a good fit. You know, I think that everyone has to make their own decision, but, you know, it is so popular now and everyone's talking about it, and you see the crazy transformations that it's like, you know, we're not sitting here being like, oh, you shouldn't take it because we just don't think you should take it. It's like the knowledge we have about it is what we present to clients, and then everyone kind of has to make their own decision. Yeah,
and again, I'll say this too, like, I'm currently working with, I think, 3 individuals, 2 of which reached out for coaching that were already on Ozempic.
Yeah.
And then one of which, she was with me for, I think, 3 or 4 months before her doctor recommended that she started taking Ozempic. So we're going to, of course, come at this in 2 ways of like, hey, like, this is what we're doing right now. This is the focus for those individuals that we're working with right now with their weight loss journeys, taking Ozempic. And for someone that isn't working with us and is kind of, again, looking to start their weight loss journey and has heard of Ozempic, or maybe your doctor has talked to you about it, kind of give you an overview in that sense too.
Yeah.
So
Ozempic is a GLP-1 inhibitor, so it's a glucagon-like peptide-1 inhibitor. So the way that it works in your body is you have insulin and you have glucagon, and when you take Ozempic, it helps your body secrete more insulin when you're eating. So when you're eating and throughout the day, your body's creating more insulin. It really was made and is made still. Ozempic is made for people with type 2 diabetes. And with that, you're more insulin resistant when you have type 2 diabetes. So when you're eating meals, your blood sugar goes high because the insulin's not working well. So Ozempic helps your body create more insulin to help bring those glucose readings down. But the way that it works and why it's so, you know, popular in weight loss is because of that effect with glucagon. It suppresses glucagon, it increases insulin. It does have a factor that delays gastric emptying. So you don't digest your food as quickly. And that's like truly what's causing the weight loss is people don't eat as much because they're feeling fuller, because they're, you know, you eat and you digest food, and everyone does it at different rates, but all kind of similar. But you take Ozempic and it's really slowed down. And that's where all the side effects come into play. But when you take Ozempic and you are not as hungry, that's why we see the weight loss, is people are just not eating as much. It's not some like magical potion or magical pill that is actually helping you lose weight. You simply are eating less calories. And you hear us preach about that here and in our social medias and stuff, like calories in versus calories out. And that's still what it comes down to. It's not some new thing.
Yeah.
Truly is, you're eating less calories because you're not full, or you have these symptoms that are causing you not to have an appetite, so you lose weight. And that is, in essence, how Ozempic works. Now, I work, you know, as a diabetes educator, and I can see the impact that Ozempic has for people with type 2 diabetes. And when it's being prescribed, it really is to help their diabetes, help their management for their, and yes, it's a secondhand, you know, effect is weight loss, but that's not the goal. The goal is we need to bring your blood sugars down, because the effect of your uncontrolled diabetes is going to have way worse consequences than, you know, your weight, let's say.
Yep.
But they end up losing weight as well, and then their blood sugars are better. And it's appropriate. Like, there are people with completely uncontrolled diabetes that are losing their vision and like losing kidneys, and they take Ozempic and it's worlds of a difference. So I can see why it's out there and why it's important and why some people need to take it. But what's frustrating is when people look at it not in that sense, and they look at it as, this is a quick fix. I don't have to work out. I don't have to watch what I'm eating. I literally take this injection once a week and I'll lose all the weight.
Yeah.
And that kind of goes into then the next talking point is, okay, what are the side effects if you're taking Ozempic just for weight loss? And we, there's tons of, not tons, because Ozempic is kind of newer, but there is research out there that many times when people are going on Ozempic for simply weight loss, they are losing weight super quickly, but it's all weight. So we're made up with all different types of weight. We have, yes, fat, but we also have skeletal muscle, cardiac muscle, lean mass, healthy mass. Like our muscles they have weight. So they're noticing that people that go on Ozempic and don't make any lifestyle changes are losing, yes, they're losing body fat, but they're also losing
muscle.
Lean mass. So they're losing muscle. And it's pretty even what people are losing. It's not like they're losing more muscle than fat. Like, it's all very even, but they're noticing that if they stop Ozempic, they're only gaining fat back. So you're losing, let's say you're losing 30 pounds on Ozempic, and 15 or 20 of it is fat and 15 or 10 of it is muscle. And then you stop Ozempic because of side effects. It's back ordered, which is super common, or anything. You decide, oh, I lost the 30 pounds, I'm going to go off of it. It doesn't have long-term effects if you don't continue taking it. So the effect that it has on your appetite and things stop a week after you stop taking it. There's no like, okay, then for a while, no, it's literally a week is how long it lasts. So you stop it, and then they're just noticing that when people gain that 30 pounds back or more, and it's all fat, you're not gaining muscle back in that time. So it can just have really negative, when you're not looking at it long term and like looking at the effect it has on your body, it can have really negative side effects, especially when people stop it. And it's like crazy to me, because there will be people that are like, very common side effects, because it's slowing down your gastric emptying, it causes nausea, constipation, diarrhea, vomiting. And there will be people that are actively vomiting not every time they eat, but like multiple times a week, and they're like, I want to go up on the dose. And I'm like,
it's crazy. It is crazy.
This is not healthy. This is not the way to go. But on the flip side, when people do take Ozempic and they're also engaging in regular weight training, eating more protein than they were before, then a lot of times we're seeing less of that lean muscle loss.
Yeah, and that's like a big thing for those that I'm working with right now that are currently on Ozempic. And again, I had those tough conversations with these individuals of saying like, hey, this is really going to accelerate things, but we also still have to put in the work. We need to make sure, again, you're instilling the things that are more so is going to craft this as a great lifestyle that you can continue on once Ozempic is done.
Yeah.
Right? So just making sure that you're still following a balanced diet, like Taylor mentioned, making sure that the protein consumption is exactly where we need it to be to limit the amount of muscle that they are losing with Ozempic in play. So that's huge, right? Because again, you hear us talk all the time, like Taylor mentioned too, about eating too few calories is a big reason why people hit that roadblock and can't get over it when it comes to the weight loss journey. And more so kind of diving into that a little bit deeper, whether you're eating too few calories, that's a big reason why that your metabolism can be running at a much slower rate. But when you have a lot of muscle on your physique, that's only going to increase your metabolism. So unfortunately for these individuals that are taking Ozempic and losing a lot of muscle, that is also on top of them eating too few calories, reducing their metabolism, down-regulating that. So when they get off of Ozempic, they have less muscle, they're eating too few calories, right? Their metabolism is going to be running at a snail's pace, if that. And that's a big reason why they're just gaining so much fat right back.
Yeah.
From that. So again, for the big thing is when it comes to those that we work with here, again, I have those tough conversations saying, hey, we have to make sure that we're going to be fueling our bodies properly with this in play. Again, focusing on that protein intake. We still need to make sure we're going to be getting to the gym to focus on strength training, because that also is going to help maintain muscle mass, getting our cardio done, focusing on sleep, water intake, daily activity, all those things you need to, of course, do to build a great lifestyle still need to be a huge factor in this.
Yeah. And again, there are individuals that, are morbidly obese, that the risk of them continuing on that path at that weight compared to taking a medication like Ozempic, and then it qualifies them, let's say, to have a bariatric surgery. There is a time and a place that trumps, all these negative side effects. Mm-hmm. But I think this conversation is more towards people that feel like, okay, I'm going to take Ozempic for so many months, I want to lose 30 pounds and then I'll be done. Understanding that, yeah, you're going to lose the 30 pounds. Is it the right way? Possibly, possibly not. And then what's going to happen after? And it's just like, it's honestly similar to if you start doing keto or intermittent fasting. Like, are you going to do this forever? And a lot of people go into taking Ozempic as like a quick fix, not understanding the long-term effect of like, you're going to lose all this weight, but what's going to happen once you stop it? And it is recommended as a long-term use. Like when diabetics use this, it's not like we're just going to use this until things are better, because usually the minute they stop, their numbers go out of control again. So just understanding that it might be a quick fix, but not one you would be able to get similar results. Might take a little bit longer, but you're going to get those results if you're living a good, like a healthy lifestyle or eating moderate calories. And the thing is too, I wish they would do it. They probably won't do a study because Ozempic is a moneymaker, but comparing if people simply just ate as little calories as people on Ozempic, as people like taking the medication, do we see any difference? Or is it simply that they're just eating, like people will say like, yeah, I ate a few crackers in the morning and then like a half a sandwich. And that's literally all they ate all day. Yeah. Of course you're going to lose weight. Like you're eating no calories at all. But then also understanding like the effect on the body, like you're slowing down your digestion. That's not necessarily like a good thing in itself. So just understand like that you can have those results. You can lose weight. It's probably going to take a little bit longer, but it's way more maintainable. You're not putting your health in jeopardy if you just strength train.
Focus on a balanced diet.
Balanced diet, protein. But then for people that really do, their doctors are recommending
they need the help.
There is a right and wrong way of going about taking it. Like you can't just take it and be completely sedentary and not eat protein, all those things. But if you are going to take it, really, you still need to do all the things. You need to keep showing up and weight training, making sure you're prioritizing your metabolism, protein, all of that. And then the result is going to be better, because even if you did have to stop it for any reason, most of the time people are having to stop it because of back orders. It's so crazy right now. Like even the people that actually need it can't get it.
Yeah.
So they're going weeks at a time without it because the pharmacy doesn't have any, because it's such the craze. And so it's not that people are stopping because they're just like, oh, I'm just going to stop. Some people do that because they're not feeling well on it, but then other people, you just can't get it. So then what's going to happen if you haven't built a lifestyle to support all the progress you've made?
Yeah. No, again, it's one of those things we always preach here, like quick fixes, if they sound too good to be true, it's because they are too good to be true, right? So you just have to be aware of that. As I know, this can be super frustrating when you're working hard, and maybe some of those individuals that are just not working that hard and just looking for something easy because they're not willing to put in the work. But it's just one of those things, like Taylor mentioned, it's not sustainable long term. Like it's going to get you to where you want to be, but as soon as you stop, if you don't have a good foundation and a good lifestyle built around this entire journey, I hate to break it to you, but you're going to go back to square one and maybe even higher, which is just never a good time for anybody.
No.
So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast episode, and if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel and smashing that thumbs up button, that would be greatly appreciated. I'll see you guys in the next one.